I salute once again. Good afternoon, great Biafrans and the world at large. We are IPOB Truth Bearers, and we have come again with our weekly program known as Biafra Sunday School, and this is the 61st edition of its kind. Today we are going to talk deeply more on how the Nigerian government helped the Fulanis to conquer the rest of the people in that dungeon called Nigeria. Also, Cho Ayaba, the second in command of the Amazonian Freedom Movement, encouraging the Biafrans, motivating us on how we should not give up and keep fighting. These are the major emphasis of today's program. As you know, our culture, our custom, our lifestyle is the truth. They are based on the truth. It is all about giving truth to humanity, starting from Biafra land, ensuring that we never allow lies and deceit to be prevailing, because when we were ignorant, as our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tells us, all of us had been ignorant before we began to wake up. When we are ignorant, it is the same lies and the truths that they use to blindfold us, keeping us docile, keeping us mute, keeping us ignorant, and they turn us to become gullible. Even while we pay our money when we suffer under the sun, under the heat, under the rain, to gather our money to go and pay in the school to study, they will still teach us ignorant and make money out of us. This is what they have been doing, because they do no longer teach us the real thing. This is what we are going through. We believe we used to go to school to acquire intelligence and the proper knowledge, without knowing that the knowledge that has been given to us had been faked, that the real knowledge has been taken away from the schools. And the same thing is still happening even until today. That is the reason we can see those who are regarded to be highly educated still supporting the fraudulent system, the Fulanization system, knowingly and unknowingly, because that is how they have been programmed. If not because the Spirit of God had taken over us, we will be even worse than them. But because of the Spirit of God in us, we are unique. We make the difference, and we begin to stand for the truth and in opposition to lies and to deceit, aiming at emancipating ourselves and emancipating the rest of Biafrans, and as much number of humans who are lovers of freedom, who will see the truth we bear and support it, knowing the effect of the truth. That is what we stand for, because the lies and deceit will continue to overwhelm all of us if we cannot resist them. It is our responsibility to be resistant to the lies, to the deceit, to the fraudulent. Politics in Nigeria is all about fraud, even now in America and many other parts of the world. And these are the people who conspire to keep tying Biafra nation down. In fact, in the first place, they all are responsible to bringing us together under this dungeon by gunpoint, and amalgamating all of us by force, against our will, against our interest, against our future, against our safety, against our protection, against everything that concerns us. But it had been about looting us from all ramifications. And these are the things we are tired of. These are the reasons we come to speak. And these are the reasons we never support anything about Nigerian government, because we are certain that nothing good comes out from that Nigerian government. That Nigerian system is built on fraud. So there is nothing good about it. Fraud is all about manipulation, about murder, about extortion, about bringing depression, intimidation, humiliation, assassination. Everything that you can call evil are contained in fraudulence. That is the simple definition of the Nigerian system of governance, politics, and whatever they may be called. So we are continuing saying no. We do not support Tinubu. We do not support Nigerian government, because we do not support evil. That is what makes us the truth bearers. Truth bearers do not support evil. Tinubu wants to be inaugurated with a stolen mandate, but I am disappointed that those who call themselves the world powers, those who call themselves the world class people who should stand against this evil are the people supporting Tinubu against people who really won the election. We are not saying that we support OB movement or whatever, but we are just bringing to you the gross injustice that are being displayed just in your presence, the gross injustice that is being displayed just in your presence, which you cannot even, you may even want to fight against it, but they seize the arm from you, they seize the economic power from you, they seize the political power from you, even they seize the religious power from you, because they also sponsor their cult members, their political allies to come up as pastors. They fund them to have mega churches, while they use them to keep brainwashing the population, to keep hoping that anything good will definitely come out from Nigeria. With their empty hopes, empty promises, they will keep you, they keep the people under bondage without the people realizing things that are going on wrong. And that is the reason we have come out. We could not come on our own. If not God, we cannot be doing what we are doing. But we are doing it because God had mandated us to do it. And God gives us the wisdom to be doing this great work we are doing. So it is good that you really pay attention to the voice of the truth, echoing from this wonderful platform known as Biafra TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge, where the real things happen. We do not have arms, we do not hold the economic power, we do not hold the political power, but we hold the power of the truth. May God bless you as you pay attention to us. Other things will be coming later on. I remain your faithful servant, evangelist Imakalo, who hails from Ohafia in Abia. Abia is in Biafra land, and I have my domicility here in the city of Valencia, from Spain, from where I am echoing my voice to the world. As I pass the microphone to my sister comrade, Mama Patricia, over to you, honorably. Address yourself, give the award to Biafrans and the world at large, and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Collins, my colleague. May God bless you too.
God bless you, really good.
And welcome our veteran, Mazi. You're welcome. Good afternoon, Biafrans. Good morning, good evening, or equally good night, depending on your time zone. We are back today, as our routine is weekly, to come and join the other warriors, the other two Biafrans, those that have received the impartation of the truth, of the spirit of freedom from our great leader, supreme leader, His Excellency Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the mandate of God, of Elohim, to this very present generation where you and I are seeing the evil, the corruption, the manipulation of the Western world with their the Fulani, the terrorists. Whatever we are seeing today has already been spoken of by our prophet. It's a pity that all those warnings that he gave us early, I could remember when he said, let's hurry up and get out of this place. It looks as if when God was telling Lot, when he sent the angel to Sodom and Gomorrah, and he told Lot, get out your family quickly out of this place because I need to destroy it. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. But as Lot was still lingering because he loved the comfort zone that was in Sodom, he loved it so much. He couldn't bear to lose his wealth and whatever he had. But the angels quickly took Lot and the family by the hand and told them, hurry out of this place. This very story Bible reminded me of what Mazi was saying. He said, let's hurry up and get out of this. because they are coming. But they took him to be one of those drunkards. Who is this little God? Who sent him? The same God he has. We hear from that same God. What has he got to defend Biafra? Would that every of this problem you're causing, are you able to put the bill? They ignore the prophet's words, and they have forgotten that he didn't come on his own. God sent him. At the fullness of time, God sent his anointed servant. Because I have come to understand that in every generation, God always prepares a man after his own heart to go and save those who are meant to be delivered from the shackles and darkness and ignorance and wickedness of this world. So I am happy that I am alive in the generation that saw the Messiah, both physical Messiah and spiritual Messiah. And it's all being ordered by the Lord. Everything our leader said, spoke of before now. Everyone is seeing the film playing. And there's nothing anybody can do about it unless we go back to what he told us. Because our God is gracious. So long as we make up our minds to forget every evil, every wickedness, every proud life, every is me that will be. If it's not me, let everything scatter and scatter. That demon that he spoke of when he went to America, he said, the demon in you will not allow you to set yourself and your people free. The Fulanis are everywhere with their arms. And therefore he cried for 100 men. I don't know where those 100 men are. But one thing I know is, whatever God determines to do, and whatever word he put in the mouth of his prophet, it doesn't matter who wants to rub shoulder with him or who wants to cast it to the dustbin. At the end, it will come. There's one part of the scripture that says, write it down. Maz always uses that word. He said, write it down. It will come. That shows a prophet, anointed of God. None of his word has fallen down. And I conclude this afternoon to say we have come again to declare whatever he has handed over to us. Because what we are here doing, what we are here saying, is just what was handed over to us. And that's what we are standing up to still declare and proclaim. And if you are a Biafran, I hope your eyes are seeing what is happening. You cannot get deliverance until you get the deliverance of ignorance and greed and wickedness. You get it out of you and embrace the full truth, which is what we set us to. So, Biafrans, we're here today. My name is Patricia, and I'm from Anambra. It's in Biafra land. Mazi said, even if only one man living, that one man, God will begin a new thing for Biafra restoration. As God told Moses, get out of the way, let me destroy these evil people, and I will raise another Israel with you. There's nothing God cannot do. So if you think saboteurs, DOS, the Efulefu, so intellectuals that they are in Biafra land, prepared and sent down by this caliphate with their Western world, Joe Biden, and the lots of them. If you think you can stop what God has determined, since Pharaoh didn't stop that in Egypt when Israel was to go out, none of you will stop Biafra. Mazi is there paying the price and he's still there, refusing to give in to the devil. And who are you to think you can mesmerize and jeopardize and sell off everything you can lay hands on? At the end, we'll see how it ends. Because God reigns. And the God of Nnamdi Kanu, he is the Elohim, the creator of the universe. Whatever he says, none of his word falls to the floor. Thank you as you join us to spread this gospel of truth, this gospel of freedom, because we all have understood everywhere Freedom is never given, never in a comfort zone. There are three things you have to take recognizance in freedom fighting. One, you have to leave your comfort zone. You can be in exile, not in exile where you enjoy. No, you will be in prison, and Mazi is there already, and then under the grave. Many have gone there, like our Honorable Ojukwu, and we are still here, and we cannot trade it for anything. Thank you, Biafrans. Thank you, Colin.
God bless you, really good. Veteran, take over the microphone, unmute yourself.
Oh, what a joy to share this platform with you, my honorable comrades.
Glory be to God.
I thank you so much for your doggedness. We need to be dogged. We need to be rugged, because we are not fighting against flesh and blood. We are fighting against principalities, dominions, and wickedness in the highest places. The world is false. The world is falsity, and it's clear to all of us, except those who pretend, except the sons of the devil, the sons of the demon. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of wisdom, lovers of truth, lovers of freedom, I salute you all, wherever you may be in this planet Earth. All protocols observed. We are here once again today, Sunday, for our Sunday school. Another day of our evangelization. This is what we are called to do. This is what we are called to contribute in this fight, in this race that we are running, in this mission we have joined. The mission given to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whose messages can never be altered, can never be denied and doubted. For all of them are there before us. And like in the book of Revelation, sorry, we always have to point to that book, because it's a book of wisdom. The angel who came to John told him, in whatever pace, write it down. Bring your paper and pen and write down what I'm telling you now, so that when it will come to pass, it will not be strange to you, so that you will be able to follow up all I have revealed to you. So has the messenger of God, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the Moses of our time, the Ojukwu of our time, the Jesus of our time, Messiah of our time, who said, what can a man give to his fellow man than to sacrifice his life for his brother, for his friend. So the same is this young man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's supposed to be my what do you call it? My cousin. Because I'm supposed to be his grand uncle. That I respect him. I obey him. I follow his footprints. Because you cannot fight God. God distributes his mission to whoever he finds worthy to do it. The scripture says, we have all gone astray, fallen short. But at the same time, there are some he picks up and makes them man of his heart. So whether you like it or not, whether you want to hug the transformer or you want to jump inside the river for your envy, for your greed, for your wickedness, for whatever you have against the man of God, you can do that. You can go ahead and hate me, hate him, until thy kingdom come. It will never stop the mission he has come to carry out, because it is God's mission and not man's mission. Now it is clear to you that it is God's mission, because even America, that called for false election in the first place, because it is clear to the world that Biden did not win the election. And so also, is he going to legitimize that of Tinubu, whom he knows also did not win the election? He has done so in most of the African countries since he came to power. Then what are you waiting? Why don't you believe? Why don't you join the moving train? Why can't you fight your battle? Fight for your freedom. Join Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whose truth is undisputable. Join those who are following who are standing on his principles of God. Join, come together, because you can see the world hates you, Biafra. The world hates the word Biafra. The world hates the name Biafra. But at the name of Biafra, they will all bow, whether they like it or not. Be it Biden, be it any other, be it Britain, be it every other international community that is in league with them. Very soon, China will take over the world power from America. Let them continue to be false. So, great Biafrans, I call you great Biafrans, those whose eyes have been opened, those whose minds have been opened, those whose brains have been sharpened, those whose intellects have been illumined. I say, it is time. It is never too late to stand up for your right. Biafra is our home. We have no other home. Biafra is our only tool to overcome falsehood. Wake up from your slumber. Wake up and discharge every ignorance and come to the knowledge of truth, which is power. Because truth is power. And with truth, you will win. Thank you very much. And God bless,
God bless you really good. God bless you really good, veteran. Now we are going to pray. We are going to pray. We are going to pray. And now let us pray. It came at a time when Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, to Christians, and they said to him, Rabbi, teach us how to pray. And that same prayer is a very common prayer, and that is what I shall pray this evening, because contained in this very prayer are hidden and very deep meaning, which those of them have decided to commercialize Pentecostalism have, should I say, confidently forgotten. Therefore, this very night, I ask for the blessing of heaven to be upon every seeker of truth, everybody who speaks the truth, regardless of the consequences we do over here. They asked Yeshua, how do we pray? And he said, our Father who art in heaven, acknowledging the supremacy of one living God, not two, not three, not four, not five, indivisible, eternal, glorious, indestructible, timeless, forever and ever. From time to time, from generation to generation, he changeth not. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. That name that is exalted above every other name is that of Hashem in heaven. To know it out now. That is why Jesus said, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on this earth as it is in heaven, as it was in the kingdom of Biafra before darkness descended, as it was in the blessed land of Israel before they asked for a king in Saul. Thy kingdom come on this very earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, not private jets, not mansions, but give us enough to sustain us. Give us this day our daily bread. I don't know why they abandon the truth and begin to worship the God of Mammon, the God of money, the God of gold, the God of silver, and the God of diamonds. Give us this our daily bread. Not mansions, not wealth, not ostentatious living. We have no other God apart from thee. Yeshua prayed this prayer that all have forgotten. Let thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven, always and forever. Your will be done, not the will of man, but your will, as Yeshua prayed. For these are the very humble prayers of a very humble people,
of a very humble servant that walks the face of the earth, that truth may prevail and darkness will shine upon the darkest recesses of the evil thoughts of men, that you may have mercy upon us, that you may have mercy upon your children, and that the world may testify to your goodness as we continue to proclaim unashamedly and unreservedly that there is no other God apart from thee, none whatsoever, none whatsoever. For you are Elohim, you are Elohim, and your kingdom is coming back again in the land of Biafra as it was before. You asked us to forgive those who sin against us. Because you have forgiven us. Only thee can forgive the sins, O Heavenly Father. Jesus was praying this prayer to you. Said, forgive us our trespasses. Your Yeshua said, forgive us our trespasses. He was praying to God in heaven, not really wanting to God in heaven, because only God can forgive sins. This is the prayer of Jesus Christ, not my prayer. That God may receive every prayer and adoration, every praise and every honor. For Elohim declared, thou shalt not have any other God beside me. And Jesus Christ was obeying. Jesus said, forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but above all deliver us from evil. And he said, for thine is the kingdom. Kingdom of where? Kingdom of heaven. That is why we praise your holy name tonight, every day, always, until the end of time. From generation to generation, you will never ever cease. Because we are your children, we ask for your blessing. That is why we ask for Biafra, that we may worship you in truth and in every life, without lies and the deception of man. Only then shall we be worthy to be called the children of the Most High, inhabiting the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth, as it was in the olden times. Everything I may say, O Heavenly Father, today this evening, that mankind is listening to, can be referenced. We are not saying things out of our own knowledge, our own carnal knowledge, I would say, out of the minds of mere mortals. We call upon your grace upon our lives, and your light may shine, as it did shine during the time of Yeshua. Deliver us from evil. Only you can forgive sins. Only you, Almighty God in heaven, can deliver. Not man, nothing else. Not any graven image. Only thee. All power, honor, and glory is yours. Jesus said to God in heaven, all honor, glory, and adoration is yours, forever and ever. He said, whenever I try to teach, I teach subjects that are incontrovertible. Drugs agency, Fulani, not minding that Fulani people take more tramadol than anybody else. All intelligence. How how Fulani conquered all of you. In broad daylight, Koro conquered you and took over your land. Who knows you? Those who have command of arms in a country are masters of the state and having their power to make whatever changes they please. They have the government in Asarok, they have army, they have air force, they have police, they have immigration, they have customs, they have intelligence agencies. Everywhere is them, police, everything is full of Janjaweed. They decide who lives and who dies. And you know, whoever controls political power controls everything. That is why when I hear people saying, you know, those some people saying, invest at home, take your investments home. The person who determines if the investment will get home or not are those in Abuja controlling the power. You can decide to relocate your factory from Abuja to Hitoboma. And on the way, near, before you get to Hamufu, customs will park you on one side and say that your brake light is not showing very well. We're going to the station. They will go to the station, they will tell our guy who is a Fulani Janjaweed, or guy DPO, this man wants to go and build factory in Hitoboma. You say, back inside the yard. We are waiting for Abuja for clearance. It will decay there because they hold political power. That's something you don't know, do you? How did Obasanjo destroy stock market? Stock fish market in Aba. How did they destroy African market? Second-hand food clothing, textile in Aba. One stroke of the pen in Lagos, all destroyed completely overnight. Political power, you'll be talking about but that's nonsense. Oh, economic fund for Igbo. Mad people everywhere. The person holding the pen is holding your destiny. You don't you don't have nothing in your brain. PhD, we are learned, we will be elite. Whoever controls political power controls everything. That is why the Fulani will tell you that the Yoruba, they have the economy, the Igbos, they have the petty trading, and then they have nothing else. If you take away government from us, we have nothing else because Britain told them. Britain, first of all, armed the Fulani, gave them the military. That's number one. They control the guns and they control the signature of power. All of you are slaves. Doesn't matter what you say. That is phase. That one is phase one. Oh, I'm coming to phase two. That is their plan. This is how they plan to take over your lives, to render you inconsequential and useless. Whereas using Yoruba papers, punch, all this Yoruba paper, tribune, to be massaging you, our Nigeria, our country, the first Nigerian to win Grammy Award, the first Nigerian to win Oscar. Nigerian has run 100 meters to be massaging all your foolishness and your idiocy while planning going underground and moving into your villages. Phase two of your ignorance. Phase two of your ignorance. Listen, we are doing phase one. This is phase. I am going to publish this. This is a lesson. This should be studied in every unit. It's a lesson. How Fulani conquered all of you. In broad daylight, Koro conquered you and took over your land. Who knows you? Asoku Kandiara. Fulani took over your land. Who took over the cattle? Came to, we are not Biafra, we are Aborigines, we are South, we are Nigerian. Do you own any oil well? That's us, no? Fools. Because Britain understands that if you join Biafra, they can no longer have free access to your oil and your gas fields. Idiots understand it. It's common sense. Divided you fall. Phase two, they moved to put all arms, gun. That's all. Arms means gun and bullet. Fulani moved to put every gun and bullet under Fulani control. How did they do it? He asked. And our brother told us how they did it. So this evening I will tell you how they managed to do it in very simple arithmetic. Chief of Army Staff, Fulani. Chief of Naval Staff, Fulani. Which means that the head of the army of the whole of Nigeria is a Fulani man. Mind the president is Fulani. Also, they speak. He was in Fulani presidency because Buhari is long dead. Well, I'll come into that this year. Chief of Army Staff, the controller of, because when I say Chief of Army Staff, some of you because they no longer teach you anything in your schools. You may not understand what it means. Chief of Army Staff means the man, the that controls the army. It's Fulani. Chief of Naval Staff, you know those that wear white in the desert, those morons, they wear white. Somebody from somewhere where there is no water, from an arid desert, is the Chief of Naval Staff, dealing with water. Or should I say armaments on top of water? Chief of Naval Staff is Fulani. IG of police, the overall of police. You see those police you see, their controller is Fulani. The Director General of DSS, those ones that kidnap people at night in the name of state security. It's Fulani, DSS is Fulani. The National Security Advisor, the one that will tell the presidency where to take troops to inside Nigeria, is Fulani. And you all of you come to went to school, Nigerians. I'm graduated now. I read law. I read agric engineering. I want to do my service. Now I know that your brain cells are not complete. Now listen. National Security Advisor, Fulani. Minister of Defense, Fulani. These are the people that control arms and decide where troops go. Commander of NSCDC. I think it's Civil Defense, Fulani. Chairman of NDLEA, Drugs Agency, Fulani, not minding that Fulani people take more tramadol than anybody else. All intelligence services, military and civilian, are all Fulani. Now, tell me the definition of domination. Those of you that claim you're from South Nigeria, all that rubbish. Now, define domination for me. Define it in the Zuzu. People without brain, define domination for me. There are. It's like, oh, you think I finished? No, I've not finished. Everybody you see carrying gun in Nigeria, the Oga Pata is Fulani. So, in other words, you will have to rely on a Fulani man to give you order to pursue a Fulani terrorist killing your mother in the village. And the order will never come. Are you understanding it? We are just bringing down the kingdom of heaven to come down to this earth, for example, of Biafra. The land of the rising sun, the oldest place, the center of the whole world, 0 longitude and 0 latitude. Where Elohim planted the first living being, the oldest language in the world. Ba'anom, unashamedly I proclaim it. If you have any contrary opinion, you bring it to the table. With facts and figures. Now listen to me very carefully, please. I have not finished. The director of NIA, National Intelligence Agency, Fulani. The director of military intelligence, Fulani. The director of naval intelligence, Fulani. The director of Air Force intelligence, Fulani. Immigration, Fulani. Prisons, Fulani, and the list is endless. And you are in Nigeria.
Mama Patricia, you said?
Yeah.
So we have played our leader's message, and such a wonderful one. He said, those who control the country's security, the country's security apparatus and political power control everything. Those who control it. You know, our people never have this idea that there is the game of who controls the political power and who control the ammunitions, who control the security apparatus, the military, the police of different units, the navies, all of them. So our people thought they were being established for us. They never knew it is a game. And this game began from the colonial era until now. So this is the Britain is the backbone of this system. But we were all ignorant of this, including you and I, before we began to be awakened. Then, second point, then you will relate these things to things that are happening. How the Fulanis control the ammunition, the governments controlling political power, and how it has been negatively effective against the rest of the supposedly indigenous Nigerians. Then also, Obasanjo destroyed the stockfish marketing of the Igbos, including the other threads of the Igbos. So, Mazi using it as a typical example of the effects of hijacking the political power, because Igbo as a people, we may decide on whatever we want to do for ourselves. This is the area Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going. But so far, we are still part of the so-called Nigeria. They will use the political power to destroy every agenda, every plan, every progress, using the destruction of the stock business, stockfish business of the Igbos, including the trade. And those things are still repeating today. The burning of the Igbo markets, they are still repeating. Why are our people not learning? Why are our people still being so docile? And they are not so much interested, apart from we talking about Biafra, they are not so much interested. Rather than talking about liberation, they are talking about rebuilding Nigeria, Obiism, all this, all that. Mama Patricia, what do you think about all this?
Thank you, Collins.
God bless you, really good.
So pathetic, very much painful to see a people who has been sold to slavery, to ignorance, to dehumanization, and a savior came for them to take them out of their shackles, and they rather preferred their suffering to their freedom. It's very pathetic. Very, very. That was why the Bible said Jesus came to his own, but his own received him not. One of the things that kills a man is not just there are enemies, but his own ignorance. His own ignorance that is bent on not being changed. All that our leader, His Excellency, has said and has been saying, they're not all playing out before us. A man that came out not by himself, he would have been doing his own business wherever he is in the UK. He was doing well. He's a wealthy man. He's a prince. What can we talk about him? But he was able to lay all these things down according to the scriptures to go for the life of humanity. Crying out day and night like John the Baptist. rising up early, late in the night, not having his rest or sleep or even medical care. I remember his doctors telling him you have to take a break. But he never gave a damn. He continued so that he can cut off the cancer that was eating deep into the marrow life of people. And yet the same people he came to save, he came to deliver, he came to educate, use the gift of life and freedom given to them through the servant of God. They preferred the corrupt money. Why? Because they are evil. Not that they don't know that what they are doing is evil. They know. But they are bent on being evil. You know, Mazi was talking about anybody that controls the political arms of the country, controls everyone. And every day, this thing was playing out from the Fulani Janjaweed. And yet these people are not even indigenous of the same land that we as Biafrans or the other tribes in that zoological. They were not part of it initially. They just came, immigrated inside. And just like our leader said, the British people decided to arm them, decided to support them so that they can control the wealth, the resources in our land. They know very well that these people are vagabonds. They know very well that these people are populations, cost people. They know. So they knew that if they didn't do what they did now by handing over power to them, there's no way they can step into Biafra, hopeless of claiming their wealth. You know? So they now joined with them, gave them the power, gave them the arms. I was reading something written this week. They mentioned about 3 leaders of other countries where resources are there, like oil and gas. They mentioned the Saddam Hussein. They mentioned the Iran government president. They mentioned also the third one I've forgotten. And they said they spotted these people, armed them. After arming them and supporting them with arms, they turn around and kill them. Maybe probably when the people they have armed, this president, knew their secret, woke up to their secret and plan and decided to say, no, I will no more agree with what you're doing. I'm no more your servant to be controlled here and there. What you know, I want to know it. What you have, I want to have. What you enjoy, I want to enjoy. And they said, no, they can't. And they killed these people. So, when we were, for example, in the lockdown times era for the COVID-19, we saw how every other area, borders were closed down. But the northern area were open. The northern areas, they were open. Their brothers were coming in, one by one, in troops, in lorries. And none of these indigenous stakeholders like Obasanjo, the evil beast, like Wosoyinka, the writers of their newspaper, none of them said anything. And like also from the east, though the east, they're already groomed by these evil Fulanis and Britain. They groomed them, knowing that, you know, they plan ahead of time. They know what will come in and play in at a certain time. Is that not how they played over IPOB? Presenting his company. Yeah, his companies. Yes. The one that was in a president, is he not now there over there? Or every of his thing is ripped off him and he's in the prison. Is he the worst that have looted It's not the worst. The Fulanis are more, because there was a time Mazi was saying the Fulanis are looting in billions. But the Biafran slaves are in hundreds or thousands. So those that are looting in billions, like Dangote and the rest of them, or like the dead Buhari's son, Yusuf, did anybody ever went to interrogate her, investigate?
No,
The
never.
wife of dead Buhari, Aisha, that is in Dubai. Did anybody go to interrogate her? Nobody.
No.
But then those people that have yielded themselves because of their envy and wickedness and ignorance, they are the people that after they have used them, they will still come back, take out all that they have given to them and kill them or imprison them or render them useless. That is what we are seeing. And yet these people saw a lion that the whole world and the Fulani themselves, they fear him. They decided to put him down so that they can continue in their corrupt wealth that they are gathering. Is it not that this week that just is ending today? I saw Ikonja. What do they call it? The Biafran lady Ikonja.
Ngozi Okonji Iweala.
Ngozi Okonji, yes. That went to the G5 or G whatever they are doing for Hiroshima or whatever they call it, to do peace. And this same Ngozi Okonji had never stood out all the day that she has worked with the Fulanis in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom. And she has not been able to stand up for anything because she will not be allowed. When now the international community promoted her, it's like they sealed her mouth, finally. Didn't Okonji hear that his brother has been kidnapped and rendition, illegally rendition, which is every law in the world knows that it is illegal.
She has been an enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Right, Mazi.
An enemy. So there is no way mentioning him or her.
Okay.
Of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
All right.
He's part of the rendition.
All these slaves that they are appointing here and there and sending them to come and stand on the way as if they are leading Biafrans or whatever. Mazi said they will serve the zoo and they will come back in shame. And all of them think he's playing. None of them will escape the repercussion that will come upon them. They thought they are dealing with an ordinary young man, Mazi. But they didn't. Little did they know they are dealing with God, that God is the one they have, challenged. So the Fulanis are controlling everywhere. We all remember when they came during those times and told everyone everywhere, hand in your guns. And common human being cannot say, why should I hand in my gun when the Fulanis are carrying their cows everywhere, kidnapping, cutting in pieces, killing their cows, destroying our crops? They didn't think about that because maybe the money they have given to them is so much that they cannot even care for others. So they are controlling with their Fulani cows. Now you don't hear any of those people again. Their names, they've all removed them, so they are now innocent people. They have put them all in the government. In the government as governors, as one thing or the other, as Mazi listed out here. No matter how the truth is being said, they still want to sit upon their lies and carry on. And our people, so-called our people, are supporting this evil going on. because nobody wants to stand up for the truth. Nobody wants to humble himself. Nobody wants to let his brother, live as they are living. All they are looking for is who they will step on, who will come and bow down their heads before them, polish their shoes, sweep their compound. That's all they want. I think, is it not one of the autopilot media I was listening to this week said, those who are still opting for Nigeria and hoping for good Nigeria coming. So you want a Nigeria whereby you will be going out, you have about 50 or 60 bodyguards. And these bodyguards, you have to pay them. And this young man asked, how many bodyguards do you have where you're staying or outside Nigeria? How many of their senators or presidents are going with bodyguards of such a number? Yet people do not want to understand. How do we talk about those who are saying, I am not Igbo, I am from River State or Niger State, I am from Akwa Ibom, I am from this. And Mazi told them, all of us in the Eastern Zone, we are one. He has explained everything. And said, moreover, even if you don't want to stay under Igbo and see yourself as Igbo, the Fulanis are seeing you as Inyamiri. This man that, what is the name, the second of Ojukwu, what is his name again? Please help me.
Philip.
Effiong, yeah, thank you. He was saying that it's not only the Igbos that were killed in the north, it's also because his father and the rest of those leaders at that time were also being hunted. He remembered, I think his father said he had to change himself, the clothes or name, to run out and come to the east. And yet these people are carrying the propaganda that you are not the same. Igbos are hating you. People like Asari Dokuba and so on, they keep on confusing them because they have been paid. And Asari Dokuba hasn't got anything that he has in Nigeria. All is in Togo. Maybe he's from there. Said the dead Buhari is from Niger. Oh no, I mean this one, the impostor is from Niger. Yeah. The impostor is from Niger. That's why he's making his statement that once he got off, his neighbor or his friend, his relations will defend him. Mazi was telling them, this is not the Buhari, this is from Niger State. They didn't hear. Everything that Mazi has told us, they know he's saying the truth, and they don't want that truth to get into the heads of men, and they lock him up. For we that have received the truth, we still hold on to the truth because the truth will set us free. And anytime we decide to drop the truth or mix the truth, Mazi said, thunder, fire from God will destroy that person and the generation. He even said it for himself, not that he's saying all that. Any day I get up and tell you people, let somebody behind me knock off my head and continue the reading. That was why, and that is why I'm so much unhappy, angry. When these Fulefu, so-called DOS that have sat in the same table with Maz, Chinas and the what is his name? The one that Chike Dozem and the rest of them. When Maz was kidnapped, yes, they are the ones that planned it behind with their governors and their senators in Biafra land. And they pretended they know nothing about it. And when people were asking them, they started telling lies. This Chinasa was the one that said, for the first time in the history of Biafra or history of Nigeria, nobody has questioned the P2B's election. That is what we can do. He went on saying, we should stop making the zoo to be calling us terrorists. Are we not tired of that word? All these things are secret, revealed unknowingly by him. And we were counting the numbers, putting the dots, crossing the T's. So we don't need to hear or request a prophet to come and tell us who sold Mars, how it was done. By their mouth, we've heard how the whole thing we are carried out. Mazi said, if anybody hear him any day say you will drop this Biafra or do it in a different way, a special way, probably the way that Mazi have never done it before. Because there are those that have happened na holes on motor diopara. Let that person, let anybody standing behind him shoot him. But they come back telling us, why, onwe ke se eme ihe ndị a, enwe ke se eme ya, nwayọ ke se eme ya. Behaving as if they have all the time in the world to continue with agitation, continue with Biafra today, Biafra tomorrow. A little step forward, 10 steps backwards, nwayọ, so that they can have their time to grab all their wealth and build their mansion. At the end, Fulani will take back the wealth and burn off their mansions and destroy their markets, all in the nwayọ. As if tomorrow we will do for them. When Mazi was shouting, hurry up, let's go out. And the Bible has that same backing when he said, today is the day of salvation, not tomorrow. Not nwayọ. There's time for everything. Time to cry and time to fight. Common ignorance, that's the disease. Those who didn't get this knowledge from Mazi, by this time, sorry is their name. Because they will pay with their blood. As a man, we may have all that. And we all here with every evil that is coming out, every saboteur coming out. Are we the only country or people or tribe or nation that cannot rise up for once and destroy the saboteurs in our midst? Whether the person is my brother or my sister or my mother or my father. We are asking and looking for our comfort zones and the gain that we will make you get when a son of God is over there. Relinquished everything he has to get to you and me freedom. And we are there backing IPOB up. When we know why IPOB came, the Americans and the British government used him to sideline, to shut up and seal up what we are doing. That was why the Chinas and cohorts decided to stop every protest, decided to stop every messages of Mazi. They weren't playing it again, so that everything would die down. But God always has somebody who raise up at any time and do it the way he prefers. It doesn't matter who that person is. When God wants to use anybody, he uses anybody. So thank God for using Simon. When he saw that the DOS has failed, he used him to keep up this politics, to keep up this fire burning. And I'm still calling on Biafrans. We have seen it now by 29. They'll be idiots.
Tomorrow.
And the fake pastors. And the cooker.
Sorry for interjection. When we are talking about 29, it will be as if it is 1 month to come. Tomorrow. They are talking about tomorrow.
All right. Today is 28. Thank God. While they are waiting for court outcome of the court, useless court that have not done the first law, they have not carried it out. The 10th law, they have not. So it's the 11th one they will carry out for them. And the bishop took up a Hausa man or Fulani man in Sokoto, went for the inauguration of Tifnubu, and all that are joining them to do this. And yet he said he's representing God, representing Christianity. Let them just wait, like Rehoboam told them in his time. My father whipped you with cane, but I whip you people with scorpion. The time of scorpion, as Shetima and the Tifunubu and whoever said it, that is what is happening. Unless we get up, all of us, and drop stupidity, drop envy, drop wickedness, drop ego, drop whatever it is, and take the spirit of mercy, we can face squarely the enemy, even at the 11th hour. Biafrans, the remnant, take up the little lion hand that was deposited in you. For once, stand up. I remember Mazi saying, if you are not preaching the gospel of Biafra, you will go to hell. And that what he's saying is exactly so. Israelites said when they were taken out to the to Babylon, how can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? You will go to hell. The same Bible said, if I forget you, Jerusalem, let the tongue of mine cleave to the roof of it. God has put Adam to take care of Eden, and he has put us to take care of our land. And we are allowing the heathens, the terrorists, to come and take our land from us while we are here struggling and backbiting and hitting one another. No, you mustn't be the leader. I will be the one. I'm sorry for all of us, for we are all men most miserable unless we get up and repent and turn to the right thing to do. Thank you, Biafra. I hand over to you, Collins.
God bless you, really good man, Patricia. That has been a very wonderful one. I started about taking a few boys, hire one, the little hired, rented, not even up to a crowd, because they were less than 100, or they were less than 1,000 shouting, Niger Delta support Tinubu, while other Niger Deltans are countering their movements that they are not in support of it, which means these are the people who just went there, and one of them testifying that they were paid after transportation money, they were given 30,000 naira each to come and support Tinubu. Then they do not know the implications. They do not know the implication. This is the gullibility we are talking about. So this is just general in the Biafra land. This is what we are talking against. Gullibility, ignorance, domicile, being so parochial that they cannot see the future. They can only see what they will eat today and tomorrow, and that settles it. And some of them, they may be even be doing that with the spirit of India hem, Igbo. They do no longer reason properly. These are the things troubling us. The veteran said, Fulani, they drag about the hijack of the political and the military power and the security power, and the given reason that the Yorubas have hijacked the economic power of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, and the people thought it is a joke. Then I see people bragging that the most prosperous or the richest or whatever people in the so-called Nigeria are the Igbos, the industrialists, all this. But we are talking about things that affect us. Yes, we know that we are genius and we are industrial, but let that alone. The economic power to the Yorubas, that is what we are going to talk about. Then we'll see the example of the hijack of the seaports. We were talking about seaport being in Lagos, and that become the only way people can import things and pay their custom duties at high rates. Then the seizure of airports, making it very expensive. Then putting flights that will be coming from foreign countries, whom they know that it should be majority of the Igbos, putting flights only on the night so that they will definitely sleep in one of the hotels in Lagos, something like that, to patronize the hoteliers. So these are the areas people may not understand about the hijack of the economic power. Then we are talking about the closure of the seaports all over Biafra land and the one in Lagos functioning. Last time I told us that the second seaport had been opened in Lagos, but recently the Nigerian federal government had given a license for the Yorubas to open the third seaport in Ibadan. So this is the way, and you see the destruction of the Igbo properties and markets. The Yoruba government, the Lagos state government is not doing anything about it. Neither Oshibanjo, neither Obasanjo, and not any of them. They may speak, but they will not do anything. Yet we see the so-called Igbo, the so-called Igbo whatever, Emmanuel Iwanyanwu and the co, singing the praises and the glory of Obasanjo and the rest of them. So, veteran, what is your take on this? The hijack of economic power by the Yorubas in support of the Fulanis, playing against the Igbos 2-1. Unmute yourself, please.
Thank you, my comrade. God
bless you, really good.
Thank you, my lioness of Biafra. Thank you very much. I may not sound very strong, so however you get it, know that it is the mind of one that is hot, that is angry, that is disappointed. Biafrans, the Igbos, I'm highly disappointed in you. I must say, highly disappointed in you, who claim to be intelligent, who claim to be wise. Can you see how the mighty has fallen? Days back, even now, to make you an enemy of all the indigenous tribes of the Zoological Republic of Biafra. They said you are domineering. You are this, you are this, you are that. They vested you with the clothing of hatred. You want to command, you want to dominate, you want to do this and that and that. And so they must put you in check. Can you see how British did it? Can you see how they arranged with the foreigners to put you in check, to put you under control, to enslave you? And yet, you do not understand. And yet, you pretend not to understand. Our leaders have opened their eyes. Ojukwu has opened your eyes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has opened your eyes. They have built this university, and you refuse to take in what they offer through Chukwu Okike Abiyama. It is very, very sad that you still bask in stupidity. that you still bask in fear, that you still bask in this sleep, in this slumber. The truth is there, and you can all see the truth. Each time I listen to the clip of Mazen Namdekanu, all the hairs in my body stand straight because I become very angry. And I so wished that I'm still young, that I still have some extraordinary power. I would have killed all the men who are supporting one Nigeria in Biafra land. I would have slayed all of them. It doesn't matter where they go to live. But it is unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. Just listen to this clip that we have played this evening. Listen to it. And you hear all the truth that you will make your head to fly off, that will make you angry, that will put you on that action of liberation, of freeing yourself from slavery, from bondage, from fear. He has made it very clear to us how Britain and their allies has conspired to cage you up using strangers to overtake you and to take over your land. And you are there fighting your brothers rather than fighting the enemy. You are there going for what you and your family would get to be on top of your brothers and sisters. Yet, your land, your nation has been taken over by foreigners. You have been put into cage. You have been made slaves so that Britain and their allies will be able to continue milking you dry. You are there disowning your origin, disowning your brothers and sisters, accepting the message of Britain that the Igbos want to be on top of you, are dominating you, and you don't see the Fulanis dominating you. How many Igbos have oil wells?
None.
How many Igbos have oil wells?
None. None of them.
And yet they are dominating you. And yet they are the ones deceiving you. And yet they are your enemies. How many Fulanis have oil wells?
A lot.
Dangote is now the sole proprietor of a refinery in Nigeria. Dangote Is he an Igbo man?
No.
But the oil is being transferred from your backyard, Ijo, or rivers, as they call you, and all you deltans, as they call you. They transfer your oil to a dry land, to a place that has no need, miles and miles and miles away. Laid pipes to transfer them to that place. And yet the Igbos are your problems. The Fulanis are not your problems. How many natural resources have been discovered in the northern area? How many of you will dare to even go close to them? What more harnessing them? Do they tell you about them?
No.
Do they ever harness it?
Yes.
Where in the world have you a dry port? A place that have no river, no lake, nothing, not even canals, has a port, a seaport, and you are there fooling yourselves. Our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, the Excellency, the servant of the Most High God, the truth he has laid down. The truth and nothing but the truth. He always tells you, bring your pen and the paper. You the PhD holders, you the professors, you the doctor, you whatever class, learned gentleman, engineer, this and that, bring your paper and write down the messages of God. And they are there. I know you have written them down. And you are ashamed of yourselves when you turn back and read that. And out of hatred, out of jealousy, out of envy, out of greed, you refuse to follow the truth. In all the countries that you are, how many of them will give all the offices to one tribe? How many have given all the offices of power to one tribe?
It happened only in Nigeria.
Britain has given it to Fulani, the signatory power and the military power, which are the only powers a country can use to intimidate every other indigenous population. When an Igbo man or anyone from Biafra maybe takes 1,000 naira, they will shout. There was a time I was in Nigeria when they seized my container for no good reason. The Fulanis seized my container. My hard-earned money. They seized it. The army general, retired army general, was made the custom boss. Fulani, retired army general, is now the custom boss in Nigeria. When there are other customs who have gone through all the training, they reduced them to slaves and servants. Most of them Igbos. They have to serve their Fulani masters. I told you of a case where one man from Nazi, who has been a legal officer of customs for over 20, 30 years, now serving under a boy who just graduated from the university. 5 or 6 years. He is now answering sir to that boy. That boy goes to his office and puts his leg on the table with all the Igbo girls around him, doing nothing. And he will be ordering this man, hey, come here, call him, let him come here. Hey, write this, do that, do that. And submit to me just now. That is our place, and we will come out. You know, raising our shoulders that we are custom officers, that I'm a leader, yet a boy, just like Malami is now the Attorney General. And there are people who have wonderful experiences, more training, serving under him. They are the people doing the work. He only puts his signature. He who has the signature says everything. That's what our leader told you. His signature counts. Their signature counts. Your own does not count. You are irrelevant. When you read Animal Farms, you see that some are boxers. You are only boxers. You do the job you are told to do, but and wherever they see that it's not favorable to them, they will remove it without even, they will tell you, go and rewrite it here. And you will do it obediently. They have the power. Britain advised them to put all the military weapons in the north. You don't have any depot in the south. No military depot, no weapon, no military hardwares are found in the east. They are all in the north. Right from time immemorial, Kaduna and all those places, that is where you have their armory. We fought the war, and after the war, I continue to say it. Britain advised them, no victor, no vanquish. Just to disarm us. And we thought some people are talking. We were disarmed. Even we are afraid even to go with our weapons any longer. We dropped everything. And those of us who were not careful was massacred. And this is Obasanjo, who has come to tell you Igbophobia. Igbophobia. But he destroyed with his signature and with his agents the sources of our economy. Stockfish marketing, okrika marketing, and others. Obasanjo destroyed them, only to come now to tell you of Igbophobia. He massacred us in millions. In Owerri, in all the places he was. He massacred us, killed all the men. And they carried all our women. I continue to say it because it is the truth. That is to tell you, whoever has the ammunition, whoever has the military wares, have everything. Whoever have the signatures, political power, military power, they are the ones in charge. Every other one is a slave. No matter how rich you think you are not even rich. Because our leader went into that assignment of getting the richest people in the zoo. The Igbos are not even in the 20th position. They are not. Aisha has billions. Yusuf has billions. We are only mentioning these ones. Abacha's wife was competing with Dangote, and it was in the Yoruba papers that even if Dangote is rich, he cannot be richer than his her husband Abacha. And yet, when corruption came, I had to fight with Yorubas in Lagos when my container was seized. I went to a certain church there to pray, and there were maybe Yoruba pastors talking about corruption, and they said they had to start with the Igbos, and I challenged them. I nearly pluck off their eyes. Why are you people so wicked? Why would you start with Jonathan? Why? There are Abacha, there are all these Fulanis. You will not start from them, you will start from Jonathan. Are you not mad? Obasanjo is there. You didn't start with Obasanjo. You didn't start with Mohammed. You didn't start with whoever you call. You will start with Jonathan. Why do you hate the Igbos? And that is to tell you everything. And now you are talking about economic power. Yes, they are in the Yoruba land. Lagos being the former capital. They have the seaport, they have the economic facilities, infrastructures. Even though they are controlled by the Fulanis also. But all the remunerations go to the Yoruba forces. You have Tinkan Island, you have Apapa Wharf, you have that other one, all in Lagos. And there is no way any businessman can operate without the sea, without passing through the sea. And it has to be through the Yoruba ports. And some have to pass now through the dry ports, seaports. All the international airports are in their hands. You have Murtala Mohammed Airport. There is no way you can come back from abroad. You will not land there. Unless you choose to land at Abuja. You cannot even land in Port Harcourt. And the time I landed in Port Harcourt, I had to stop in Lagos and then took a local airport, a local flight to Port Harcourt. And there are no facilities there that can accommodate international flights. You can have maybe cargo flights that land there, not passenger craft. Now you are talking about the Ondo seaport again. All in the west. All in the west. The Ondo Sea cannot be compared with the Niger. They cannot be compared with it. Since I was born, they were talking about the dredging of Niger. The dredging of Niger. We have to make it, workable. The ship has to go. Until today, no one talks about the Niger Sea. You have all the seas, all the big seas. We have to fight at Bonny, One, all those other areas. When you have a mass of ocean, but nothing is happening. So, brothers and sisters, you can see what they are doing with us and the Yorubas. The Yoruba papers, Yoruba journalists, being so wicked and devilish, like our leader said, massages us. They will take away our interest to other areas. How that Igbo girl did it in Jamaica. How name them, Kano, Okocha, and all of them. How this 100 miles and so on. These are the things. They leave the very important thing, reporting what is happening, why the slavery, the bondage in which we are. They will not talk about it. They keep quiet over those. They keep you in ignorance. And any person that talks about it becomes an enemy. This is why Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is where he is today. Being handed over by me and you. Chike Dosem, Chinasa Woru, Abanyem, Ikenguru Ago, this wicked man. These wicked idiots and their clique who have contracted whatever with Britain and Fulani to destroy this noble movement, to destroy this noble ambition of going back to our land, bringing down heaven and earth, which was the mission of our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. These people, they want to bring the P2B. P2B, well, okay, market, well, market. P2B, they contracted you. Oh, new Nigeria, hey, new Nigeria, hey, new Nigeria. You didn't bring down the old Nigeria. You want to build a new Nigeria. Where are you with the
one? Build new Nigeria on top of the old one.
Yes. How can you do it? The scripture says you cannot put a new wine into an old wine skin. There is no way you can do it. It's not doable. Because it will scatter that container. Biafrans, I am very sad. I am very sad that you people cannot rise up. You cannot rise up to claim what belongs to you. You cannot see beyond your nose. You cannot see what is happening to you and what is going to happen to you. But you will see it. Muslim have come. And by the time you start shouting, sorry is your name, and sorry will be your name. You are in your morning. This is a morning. So the best will happen to you. I won't say the worst. The best is coming. I think Biden is coming for the inauguration of Muslim people. Biden is coming. What is the name of that one in Britain? The new one.
The new royal, Charles.
Both the new royal and the new prime minister. They are coming
Charles.
for this inauguration. They are coming to tell you that they are in support of falsity. They are in support of bringing you, Biafrans, down. They are in support that you will never see the light. Just like Harold Wilson said, we will not allow Biafrans to rise because we do not know what they are going to do with Russia. And they are hell-bent on doing it. And you are hell-bent on supporting them to do that, which will continue to destroy you, Biafrans. And you are hell-bent on supporting the evil they have planted in your land. These politicians, these name them the kings and the chiefs. These are Haneze. These bastards. All these ones in the Fulanis to remain. You are bent, Biafrans, on supporting them. I've said it before. Most of you are the children of these idiots. This is why you work against God's mission. But you cannot succeed. God's mission is indestructible. God's mission is indestructible. What God wants, that is what he will get. No man can stand on his way. You cannot kick against the bricks. He has ordained the Biafra, and Biafra must come to be. We sang it during the war. On the 30th day of May 1967, the Republic of Biafra came to be instituted, came to be announced. It is not that it was not there. It was there even 500 years before the investment of Britain, the Royal Niger Company, which they turned into Nigeria. It's a company. It's not a nation. And our leader told you, or the Megwojuku told you, Nigeria is never a nation and can never be one. And yet you are supporting it. May the devil destroy all of you that go about to support this nonsense. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is there in the prison, in the dungeon, being tormented, being treated anyhow. Biden, you never said anything. What of you, Prince Charles? You never say anything. The British, whatever, you never say anything. All these women that went to pray at Abuja, fools who call themselves Biafrans. You never went there to pray for your own son that has been incarcerated for 2 years now. What you are going to pray for is for Bikerente to be given justice. Which justice are you praying for? Which justice? Where is the justice in the zoo? Do you think God can answer such a prayer? God cannot be fooled. He's no man.
Yes.
Go ahead and pray. Fall on the floor. Cry. Turn around. And do whatever you want to do. God will never answer you.
Fools
You are fools. You call yourself a woman. Yeah, how you own? Come and pray. Tomorrow before you, the same people that have gathered to pray, you will be the same people that will gather tomorrow to celebrate Tinubu and what is it called?
Shetima.
Shetima.
Shetima, don't you hear his name, Shetima? Shetima, is it not a gun, a brand of a gun?
Yes.
Uh-huh. A terrorist.
Where are you? Ishi Guzoro, Ishi Guzoro, Ishi Guzoro. Ishi Guzoro, where are you? Shetima is being inaugurated tomorrow. The man you went to lick his shoes. The man you went to lick his boot. In the name of praying, please support Igbos. This presidency this time. You have the number. You support. Look at him. He is now the vice, waiting for the death of Tinubu, who is already near the grave. And he will take over. He will look for you where you are. Ishi Guzoro, to chop off that your head and that your tongue with which you went to beg him. And that your rag. Were you not looking like Alamajiri when you went to Shetima to beg him for presidency? Secretary, indeed, of Ohaneze Ndibo. Chineke bụkwa unu niile ọnụ. Hangman nọ na hangman nọ n'Ichiriakwa. As many of you are supporting the one Nigeria. Alan ga-ewe ọnụ unu niile dakpusie. You will be the first to witness the wrath of Shetima and the Fulanis. Our leader have said it. Serve the zoo. Serve the zoo. And you come back in shame. And all of us abroad who are supporting one Nigeria. Idiots. Nigeria is so sweet. Ah, nah, Nigeria, nah, they're sweet, eh? Because you have the means. You go home. You go with the hired assassins. They guard you with the sirens, because you can buy siren in Nigeria. You just pay. Go to the army police commander, the Fulani, and deposit money. He'll give you as many men as you want. And you'll be raising your shoulder. Ah, you are going with escort. Now, when I go to Nigeria, I go with escort. You laugh. Bastards you are. And you cannot talk about the country where you are. The president rides bicycle. He goes on a walk alone. And you are a slave. You have no privacy. You are being guarded by the Fulanis. Your wives are being even raped by them. The escorts will corner you and corner your wives and your children. Oh, Waru. Always Jubaru. Always Jubaru. Those who are supposed to know do not know. Parade themselves as fools. Let me hang it for now, because I'm very sad and angry.
God bless you, great veteran. God bless you, veteran. You are so wonderful. You people are so wonderful. So, according to Martin Namdekano, it is only those who control the political power and the guns, the ammunitions, that decide how the people live. So it is not about saying Igbos, we Igbos, let us take our investment back home. Yes, it is sweet in the mouth to say so, but we have gone far beyond what you cannot see, far beyond what you cannot see. And what you cannot see is how development works. You know, people have been talking about developing Igbo land, and about 2 years ago, I began to make videos. At least I have few videos on that topic, Igbo land development. on Igbo land. And then I made mention of all these things. There are things you cannot do without. If you do not have all these things, the development can never come. Territorial protection. That is, you have to control your territory. That is a must. It's a priority. You must control your territory. So far, we the Igbos cannot control our own territory. Forget about the development in Igbo land. Because your state governors, they are just they are just monuments. They are just monuments. They are inactive. So that is how Nigeria is structured, totalitarianism, where they will stay in the federal government to decide what happened. So there is no regional autonomy. That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had been narrating all this while. There is no regional autonomy, and they have given the power of signatory to the Fulanis. It is only the Fulanis that can endorse anything that will be built. And that is the reason of them hijacking the security system, hijacking the political power, then running a totalitarian system of government when they should be running through federalism. So as I speak, anything you want to develop in the Igbo land cannot be approved because the state governors have no power to approve it. They have no power to approve it. They are only there. They are just there as the eyes that watch over the Igbo land and they report to Abuja while Abuja decide what happened. So what are you going to develop? So this is the reason we are saying what we are saying and talking about territorial protection. So it is all about controlling our territory, and that is the reason ESN was formed, for us to begin from there. Yet the same Igbo governors sabotaged it, helping the Nigerian government to sabotage every effort we put. They sabotage it. What do you want to build? If you want to build milk industry, they will not allow you because Holland has the contract of importing milk industry. You want to establish power supply system via electricity or what is it called? Solar energy system, whichever way. They will not allow it because Korea has the contract of supplying generator to you, and it is their contract with the Nigerian government, and that is the reason they support Nigerian government. So they will not allow you to control your territory because even the Holland are part and parcel of the oil diggers, the oil exploiters. They own the Shell. The Shell oil company you hear about belong to Holland. Holland is responsible for supplying wrapper. When you hear about Hollandese, that is the reason they closed the textile industries. So, and the wrapper belong to Holland. Then supplying of tops like jeans, as I'm wearing jeans now with this kind of top, and the ordinary shirt, polo, those belong to China to support the same system. So this is what we are telling you about. It is not about wishing yourself what you want to do. It is all about knowing the cost of what you want to do, then being willing to pay the cost. That is the only time the development begins. And the cost cannot be paid via Nigerian system because Nigerian system has seized everything. They cannot give you the chance to pay the cost. You can never pay it via that system. That is, we are just conscientizing you for you people to know things that are playing. Then you talk about the seaport, opening of seaport. They will never allow you because the seaport, they close the ones in Biafra land and open the ones in Lagos so that they will create jobs for the Yorubas. They will control the seaports and they will control everything you have to import. Anyone they like, they will seize it and market it. That is what they would be doing to you. To ensure, because they are afraid that you may import kitchen knife and begin to defend yourself. These are the fears. So these are the things you people do not know. And this is the reason we do what we do, to be bringing to your knowledge the important information you should be getting. So that seaport creates job for them. Then the Fulanis hijack the custom in the seaport. It also becomes a means of a job for them. While you import the goods, you end it up in Lagos. Then they will have their police all over the road who will be making the money out from the tax you will be paying to transport those goods. And if you do not want to transport it, you begin to market it in Lagos. Then you pay your tax to Lagos government. You buy a land there, you build Lagos, and you continue to develop there. So it is an orchestrated fraud. Obasanjo had testified when we mounted pressure 4 years ago or 3 years ago. Obasanjo testified that it was in his regime that they began all those things. And he is the person responsible for closing the Igbo trade, the Igbo very lucrative trade systems, and the closure of the seaport from Biafra land. Obasanjo is the one responsible for it. And nobody is holding him accountable. This is Obasanjo, whom those you regard to be your Igbo leaders sing praises of. The man who still led the massacre of millions of Biafrans. So it is what we are doing is what is called self-determination. How can you claim back what really belonging to you without hoping on the oppressor who have decided not to give it to you back? So this is exactly what is happening. When you are talking about continuing with Nigerian system to get any kind of freedom or any kind of release, it is just like you know quite well that you have an oppressor who oppresses you and letting you know he cannot release anything to you, and you still hope to continue with that person, and with the time, maybe by speculation, that things will just change overnight. No, you have the responsibility to make the change, and the change is for you not to cooperate anymore with that oppressor, and you form your own system on what you want to do. You have a countermeasure, and that countermeasure is Biafranization. So may God bless you. At this point, we are going to play a little of Dr. Cho Ayaba's video.
Este lunes en el bazar de Lidl, la mejor variedad de productos de playa con Mistral. Camisetas de algodón por 6.
Those who sacrifice.
No matter how little, let us play it.
Sacrifice. The 3 million dead in the genocide between 1967 to 1970. In the Biafran land today, you must remember those who were there before you, what they did before you, what they didn't do. And if you want to write your own name in the history books of Biafra, you must alter your own state of existence, and you must alter the destiny of your own children. Everywhere you go around, the first gift you should give that child is a rifle. All hail Ambazonia and all hail Biafra. God bless all of you. We are in a war for our own very survival. And this is a different war. The enemies have not been prepared. Thank you very much. Thanks. The enemy has not been prepared for this generation, because all through history, it dealt with a generation that was myopic in their thinking, short-sighted, and were interested in their own survival or profiling themselves. For us, we need freedom. And we are not talking about abstract freedom. We need freedom that guarantees for us dignity. We cannot be born in countries where the bounties of our soil and our intellectual ability
We are hearing nothing, no. The clip is no longer clear. You can't hear anything.